The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parx Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Good morning and welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with my favorite co-host, Dick Girardi, and we have a fabulous show and some very special guests. First, Senator Tomlinson, representing Bucks County here in Pennsylvania, is here to talk with us about some recent proposals that would gravely affect the Pennsylvania horse racing industry. He's going to discuss that and let us know how he has our back. Our national coverage has us all over the country as we get even closer to the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks to see what 3-year-olds will emerge as leaders, and of course some other graded stakes action. Speaking of 3-year-olds, we'll have trainer Butch Reed here today, who trains our girl Vequis, to let us know how she's doing and what's next for her. So a great show, Dick. How have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm good, Danny. It'd just be nice if we could actually run some races out here because of the snow, but what are you going to do? It's winter time at Parx. It happens.
Certainly, it's been a snowy February. Now, our first guest, Senator Tomlinson, will be here to let us know. I mean, obviously some devastating news out of the governor's office. What do you know?
Right, it's the same proposal as last year, basically to strip the horse racing development fund of almost $200 million, which obviously would devastate the industry in here. But we had a chance to catch up with Senator Tomlinson, who obviously has got his ear right to the ground. He knows what's happening in Harrisburg. Here's my interview with Senator Tommy Tomlinson. It seems to me, Tommy, a year ago we had this exact same conversation. What is going on in Harrisburg with the governor trying to take the $200 million from the development fund?
Well, you're right. We were here a year ago. He did do this last year. We told him he couldn't do it last year. We didn't let him do it last year. We changed the law in 2017. We made it impossible. This money's in a trust fund. It's for the horsemen. It's $204 million, and it goes to agriculture. I think there's at least 20,000 employees across the state of Pennsylvania connected with horse racing and horses and farms and breeding and all those activities. So it's really money well spent. And I think the things, if you weren't here when we did the original Gaming Act, you don't understand why we did it.
Right.
And this is part of the whole Gaming Act. It's a horse race development fund. And we, because of Parx, because this racetrack's been here almost my whole life, I want to see this racetrack stay here. I want to see the horsemen stay here. The horsemen live in my community. People work in this area. This has a lot of economic impact for my community. So it was important for me to make sure that we preserved horse racing as we developed more gambling to compete with Atlantic City. So this money is part of the original deal. They're trying to break the original deal. We're not going to let them do it. And we actually changed the law in 2017, says they can't do it. So it's a fool's errand. It's a mission that they're not going to win. They can't win it. Do they have a problem with the state school system? Absolutely. And we need to address that. I stand on the board at Westchester State University. I'm very active in the state system in trying to restructure it. We need to restructure that system. We have more schools than we have kids. We're combining a couple of the schools with other schools. We're going to restructure that. This little scholarship fund isn't going to help that at all. You still have a structural problem. You can try to add $200 million in the scholarship fund, but it's not going to fix the structural problem that the state system has, and we're addressing that. So I'm sorry that he did it. We're not going to let him do it. I don't know why they convinced him to even try. As we've said last year and we've said again now, this is in a trust fund. He cannot take this money. And if it's a show that I'm trying to help the state system, if it's a show that I'm trying to help the professors at the state system, that's fine, but you're not taking the horsemen's development money. You're just not going to racehorse development money. It belongs here. It should stay here. It should go into, we've collected $16.9 billion since we did the Gaming Act. $16.9 billion has gone to this state.
Right.
And the $200 million that go to the horsemen goes right back into the economy. It's not like you're taking money to do better with. You're not. This money's already working. It's in the community. It's buying feed for the horses. It's got people maintaining the track. These people live here. This is already economic development.
Well, that was very informative and very good to know he has our back, and hopefully we'll get through this again this year as we did last year.
Yeah, it's to be determined, but yeah, he's a guy who understands the business. He was here when Act 71 was passed in 2004, so nobody better understands it than Senator Tomlinson.
Well, our local race of the week is going to be our feature. A little different this time, brought to you by Pewter Stable. Check out the fine groups at Pewter Stable, pewterstable.com. Become a partner today with them. Things are a little different since there was no racing here at Parks, but we're going to check out the Grade 3 Withers, which was a fabulous, very competitive field.
Yeah, and look, there's a huge local angle in here. Obviously, Capo Kane, who is trained here by Harry Weiner, won the Jerome really impressively. He's not going to be the favorite in here, though, Danny. Risk-taking from the Chad Brown barn. There's that man again. It's going to go off as the 9-5 favorite, and Capo Kane will be 3-1 here in the Withers.
Todd Pletcher even sends out a duo, and Mr. Doda, a long shot from Parks for Carlos Soto, them taking their shot. I saw some horse players even picked him too, and they thought, you know, at the long shot angle, why not?
Well, he had speed, which probably didn't please Harry all that much because it looked like Capo Kane was probably the inside speed, but that's the way it is. Yeah, all of a sudden Carlos is in there and it's like, where did he come from? He just broken his maiden.
Let's check out the race.
And it is Capo Kane in front, 3/4 of a length. Eagle Orb is now making a move on the extreme outside. Mr. Doder is there in third. In between horses, Donegal Bay runs in fourth. Shack Queen King at the rail in fifth, 3.5 lengths off the front. Then it is Risk Taking in sixth, followed by Civil War. At the back are Overtook and Royal Number. The half mile in 48 3. And it is Capo Kane with the lead here by a little more than a length. Eagle Orb now moves up on the outside to get closer in second. Donegal Bay is next in third. Down at the rail is Shack Queen King. Risk Taking now makes his move on the outside to draw within 3.5 lengths of the lead. As they race midway on the turn, it is Capo Kane. Eagle Orb in second. Risk Taking is next in third. And then Shack Queen King. Royal Number is in fifth. Overtook on the outside in sixth. 3/4 went in 1:13. It is still Capo Kane with the lead here. Risk Taking drives up on the outside. Capo Kane, Risk Taking. Eagle Orb is third. A late move from Overtook as they come down for the 16th pole. Here is Risk Taking to take over the lead in deep stretch. And it will be Risk Taking to win the 141st running of the Withers.
Oh, our boy Capo Kane just got a little tired at the end.
He did. Look, I thought the fractions were pretty solid. Mr. Doda pushed him along the 66-1 shot from Parks, who ended up finishing last. But I think the track was playing kind of to those sweeping moves on Saturday. Risk Taking was very good, 89 buyer. Capo Kane got an 81 finishing third. He had gotten an 84 in the Jerome. So it's really a question, what was it? Is it too far? The last eighth, 14.5, not good. The other fractions good. Was it the 3 days of missed training last week? Was it the fact that he was inside on a non-speed favoring racetrack? We don't know the answers, but we're going to know more on March 6th. Harry said he's going to come back into Gotham, one turn, flat mile, maybe a little more conducive. Win, you get 50 Derby points, which means he will qualify for the Derby. So to be determined. Risk Taking is going to wait for the Wood Memorial, but Capo Kane, Harry says the dream is alive. We haven't given up on it yet, so to be determined. We know where is next. We just don't know the what, but we'll see it on March 6th in the Gotham.
I have to agree with you fully. I mean, Risk Taking ran the race of his life. Trainer Chad Brown said Eric Hunsell had the best ride he's ever given him. Patient. They added blinkers. They added distance. So I think, like you said, it was not Capo's best day, but don't give up on this horse. I mean, he really ran a gallant effort for third.
Yeah, look, I think that he's proven in his 4 starts, a second, a third, 2 wins, 2 impressive wins, that he's this caliber. And maybe the Gotham, maybe the one-turn mile is what it's going to be. Maybe it is too far, but let's. I've seen 3-year-olds run maybe not their best race and then come back with their best one. So that's why we're going to wait around and see.
I think we'll see a few 3-year-olds out of this race keep moving forward as well. So definitely a very competitive Withers. We're going to head to our first break. When we come back, we're going to have trainer Butch Reed here, who trained Vequis, got the Eclipse Championship, our 2-year-old champion, right here on Let's Go Racing.
You're doing fantastically well. Couldn't be any happier.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry spends tens of millions of dollars supporting agriculture? From local farmers and farm workers to veterinarians and more. And we do it with 0 tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Welcome back on Let's Go Racing. Joining me now is trainer Butch Reed of VQuest, who won our juvenile fillies at the Breeders' Cup and the Eclipse Award. So welcome, Butch. How's she doing?
She's doing fantastic. My wife Ginny's got a close eye on her down there. I'm just up for a few days, and I'll be back to watch her breeze again on probably Saturday, possibly Sunday, but more than likely Saturday. But she's doing fantastically well. Couldn't be any happier.
Butch, we're thinking Devona Dale, the end of the month, will be her first start of the year. Explain why that's the race.
Well, it just seems to fit our schedule, really. When we were thinking about it after the Breeders' Cup last year, we thought, well, we'd like the Oaks to be her third start of the year. Mm-hmm. So this is good. It's a little bit of a turn back, a one-turn mile. So she's, we don't have to have the screws totally tightened on her for this one. But she's plenty fit to do this race, and we just thought it fit well. And then we've got another race toward the end of the next month, and then the Oaks, hopefully.
And the Oaks is April 30th this year. It's a little weird. It's actually because the Derby's May 1st. But physically and every other way, what has changed from the time you sent her back down to Florida after the Breeders' Cup to when you got her back and now back in training?
Well, the natural maturing process, and plus giving her the time off. She had a tough year last year. She shipped all over the place and ran against all the best, and fortunately did very well. But she's put on 100 pounds. Barry Eisenman down in Ocala did a great job with her, and we hope that's part of the plan why I skipped this week. She can be a little bit of a finicky eater, so we gave her a week off just to digest. We were pushing her hard, and we've still got 2 more breezes left. So physically, she's a much bigger and stronger horse.
Well, we had a fabulous time at the Breeders' Cup, certainly celebrating, and we wish VQuest all the best. We're all rooting for her here at Park, so good luck. We're going to head out to our national coverage, sponsored by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, you probably did pay too much. And our national race of the week is the Sam F. Davis down at Tampa Bay for 3-year-olds going 1 mile and 16th. Let's check out our favorite. Our favorite was the number 3 horse, Known Agenda.
Yeah, Known Agenda, Todd Pletcher, third of the Remsen to our boy Brooklyn Strong, a distant third. I was a little surprised this horse was favored, but it is Todd and Johnny V at tip.
Well, and we have to say Johnny V was having the day of his life there. So our second choice was Candyman Rocket for Bill Mott with Junior Alvarado.
Yeah, another horse just broke his maiden, but really impressively, son of Candy Ride, $250,000. And my man Frank Fletcher Racing owns this one.
Nice full field. Let's check it out.
They swing around the clubhouse turn, and Boca Boy now strikes to the lead by a length. Along the rail, that's Smiley Sabuka, now moving up second. Up on the outside, Candyman Rocket in 2-path. Travels along now third. Then it's 2.5 lengths farther back to the Pasco winner. Nova Rags in a good spot now, 4th, 3 parts of a length. Ricochet to the outside now 5th. Hidden Stash tucked in toward the rail. Now racing along 6th. Right there between horses, Lucky Law is now traveling along 7th. From between horses, Runway Magic is 8th. Far outside, Long Shot, Last Investment is 9th. And then it's a big break of about 8 lengths back. Known Agenda is about 15 lengths off the leaders. And the trailer is Joe Man Joe as they leave the half-mile marker. Boca Boy and Gallardo, they're calling the shots up front. And they boot clear to lead the race by 2.5. Candyman Rocket is now being knuckled on second. Nova Rags is set down for the drive toward the rail now 3rd. Up on the outside, Ricochet is 4th. Hidden Stash, he's now coming with a run down along the inner rail 5th. But meanwhile up front, Candyman Rocket from the outside strikes to the lead, but here's Nova Rags with a ground-saving trip, moving through, not a challenge second. Boca Boy is all in 3rd. Inside the final furlong, it's Candyman Rocket and Junior Alvarado. They made first run and they have the lead. Nova Rags will surge again late and run at the leader, and Hidden Stash down the center of the racetrack. Candyman Rocket hangs on by a diminishing 3 parts of a length.
And how about that for a Bill Mott Exacta with the 9.81 finish?
Yeah, Candyman Rocket over Nova Rags, the son of Union Rags. 85 buyer. I'd say this is kind of on a par with the Withers. I think these are not the horses probably you're going to see by the end of the Triple Crown season, but it's still early. And Known Agenda was interesting. The favorite, Danny, he never in the race until the race ended. The horse was flying, won the gallop out. I just don't know if they just couldn't get him started or what it was, but keep an eye on that horse. He may be a little better than it looked.
Well, and same with the Dale Romans horse, too.
Yep.
TVG had a pre-race interview with him, and I know I don't know what happened there. Just total question mark.
Smiley Sabaka.
Yeah. So I'd love to know what happened there. I think that's another horse that we would have to look for. But Nova Rags, I mean, he's second place. They kept Sammy Camacho on him. He really backed up his performance in the Pasco.
He improved a little bit, and Pasco was just okay, a 75 buyer. This is better. He only got beaten a length. And kind of like, as you said, Danny, that Bill Mott 1-2 exact.
He said both these horses deserve to keep going. Another prep race will be in their future.
Yeah, probably see him in the Tampa Bay Derby, I would think.
Why don't we check out some races out at Santa Anita? The Las Virgenes. And our favorite was the number 2 horse, Calypso, for Bob Baffert, Joel Rosario.
Yeah, most recently, Danny won the Santa Inez by almost 2 lengths for Joel Rosario, got an 81 buyer, and it is that man Baffert. And we're mostly interested in this because of the 3-year-old fillies. We want to see what's out on the West Coast to see if there are any challengers for VQuest.
Second choice was Moonlight Dioro, Papa Mandela, Richard Mandela, number 3 post, 6-5.
This is a $620,000 yearling to My Racehorse, Spendthrift Farm, yes, the same people that gave us Authentic, and really impressive maiden winner, and does get my man Pratt, who was the guy on the West Coast.
Let's get to the race.
Past the 5/8 they go, and it's Calypso cruising along. Maintains a 1-length lead on Honor America with Miraz at the rail. Still Brilliant Cut outside of that pair. And another length back to Moonlight Doro. No change since the gate opened. Calypso is the boss, 3 furlongs from the money. Lets it out a notch, opens up 2. Brilliant Cut on the outside takes second. Miraz, Honor America is losing just a bit of ground. And now Moonlight Doro starts to come in. Moonlight Doro, white cap, making a sudden move on the outside after Calypso. Calypso joined by Moonlight Doro as the field turns for home. Miraz is down on the inside, but it's all Moonlight Doro with serious momentum at the 8th pole. Hand-ridden, takes the better hand over Calypso. 2.5 more back to Miraz. Moonlight Doro striding clear past the 16th pole.
And the filly Moonlight Dioro does not disappoint our favorite.
Yeah, this is a daughter of Medaglia Doro, who's obviously one of the top stallions in the country, and she was impressive for sure. 6-5 favorite, or 6-5 second choice. Calypso got bet down hard at the end to even money, but the race kind of set up for Moonlight Doro. And it is interesting, as great as Mandela is in California, Danny, when he goes out of town, he doesn't usually do that well. So I still think 85 buyer, I still think VQuest is at the tops. I haven't seen a horse yet that I go, oh boy, that's going to be a problem. So right now, VQuest still number 1.
I agree. I think it was just they were very closely grouped together. Miraz, I know trainer Mike McCarthy really thought a lot of her going into this race. She had that inside post. She never just looked like she got her spot. But again, I mean, impressive for Moonlight Dior, but to go up against VQuest, I still think VQuest has that final kick that she doesn't have.
They're going to have to catch up to VQuest at this point. She's the champ until proven otherwise.
So a 3-2-1 finish, and some of these 3-year-old fillies will move forward. We're going to still check out Santa Anita. They had another grade 2 San Vicente, 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds. So we're going to stay with the 3-year-old theme. And our favorite was Concert Tour, Bob Baffert, Mary and Gary West owners.
Yeah, I know you're surprised at this, Danny, that Baffert would have a favorite in a grade 2 3-year-old stake at Santa Anita. But Concert Tour not only had a really good race in his first, 88 buyer, also has a great post, 6 post in a 6-horse field. Freedom Fighter, the other Baffert, also broke his maiden first-time start, but that was way back in August the 1st, so where has he been? But it is all about that man, Baffert, again.
Less than a half mile to go, the chosen Vron eager, and he now engages Freedom Fighter, those two stride for stride. Concert Tour, Perfect Trip, 3 wide in third. Another 2 to Uncle Boogie, and then it's 8 or 9 to Found My Ball. Approaching the quarter pole, Freedom Fighter, Concert Tour, now starts to come after him in second. The Chosen Vron is starting to weaken in third, and then Uncle Boogie, Found My Ball. They're at the top of the stretch. Freedom Fighter and Concert Tour are head and head. Freedom Fighter's a tough customer on the inside. Concert Tour set down. These two are dominating. It's 4 back to the Chosen Vron and Uncle Boogie, and now Concert Tour is right up alongside Freedom Fighter. Freedom Fighter still not surrendering. They're nose and nose for the wire, and Concert Tour prevails.
Well, not a very surprising finish there, the favorite Concert Tour.
He was impressive, Danny. I know it set up nicely, got a 94 buyer, maybe can move forward by street sense. And again, Baffert runs. 1-2, Freedom Fighter, who I thought ran really well under a little bit of duress, but Concert Tour eventually wore down his stablemate.
This was the 11th win in this race for Bob. He loves this prep. He loves this 7-furlong prep to keep moving forward. He said you can really learn about the horse, and then he said Concert Tour deserves to move forward off this. He even said he probably doesn't even need the blinkers.
Yeah, so we'll see where he fits in. Look, Life is Good is #1 in the 3-year-olds at this point, but there's a place for Concert Tour and maybe even Freedom Fighter, and there's a lot of 3-year-old preps in a lot of states, so Bob will split them up and see if he can take them all down.
We're going to head into our next break. When we come back on Let's Go Racing, we're going to check out our jockey and trainer of the week and some race recap. Don't go anywhere here on Let's Go Racing.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to Western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back on Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement here at Parks Racing to happily assist our horses into a safe retirement. So our jockey of the week's going to be a little different. It's not a Parks jockey, but Irad Ortiz had 6 wins at Gulfstream last week. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, Irad is ridiculously good. He's been the Eclipse Award winner just like every year for the last 3, and yeah, since we didn't have racing here last week, we got to find a jockey somewhere. And hey, look, he came in here and won the PA Derby a couple of years ago, so no problem with Irad.
Yeah, and Irad would come down on Mondays and Tuesdays and ride sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see him anymore because
probably
he doesn't
not
have to ride on Mondays and Tuesdays anymore.
Well, the COVID restrictions kind of stopped that
exactly.
too. But and our trainer of the week is Harry Weiner. You know, Harry, we still believe in this horse. We still think what a gallant 3rd place effort. You know, missing training, not having the track the same way. I mean, that's still a great training effort in a super horse.
Yeah, look, he ran 3rd. He's got a stakes win. He's graded stakes placed. Now it's just a question, can he improve? Because to stay on this trail, at some point you got to have that breakthrough race where you get into the buyer territory in the 90s. Does he have it in him? We don't know, but we're looking forward to finding out.
He sure looks like he does. Let's get into some race recap. Santa Anita, the Grade 3 Thunder Road, a mile on the turf for 4-year-olds and up.
Yeah, this is a classic case of a horse. When we talk about a horse getting a perfect trip, look at Hit the Road down here on the backstretch. There's 2 horses dueling in front. Hit the Road is 3rd in the clear and well clear of the 4th horse. That is the classic perfect trip, and Hit the Road is going to take advantage of it, roll right by, win pretty convincingly in his first race since the 10th of July.
Dan Blacker said they gave him some time off. He just had some bone bruising, and because he's such a nice horse, they wanted to do everything to give him a good 4-year-old campaign. He won a race at Del Mar last year, and where's the Breeders' Cup this year? It's going to be at Del Mar, so I know the mile turf's on their radar. car. It was funny. They even said jockey Umberto Rispoli told Dan Blacker his pre-work race was just okay. He didn't want to get him too excited.
Yeah, well, he was great in the race, and if the name sounds familiar, yes, Dan Blacker is the husband of Christina Blacker, of course, is on TVG.
It's time for Ion Racing. Lots of racing around the country. Fairgrounds has their Grade 3, the Risen Star, the Rachel Alexandra. Golden Gate has the El Camino Real Derby. Both Grade 3s, Gulfstream Park, Sprint and Turf Sprint. Laurel Park has a big day, six sprints on the day, 6 stakes on the day, sorry about that. The Grade 3 Run Happy and the General George. I'm sure we'll have some local horses in there.
No doubt. Yeah,
also about Oaklawn Park has a busy
Oaklawn's
weekend.
got the Southwest, so a couple 3-year-old preps, and as Danny said, down at the fairgrounds, we got the Risen Star for the boys, the Rachel Alexandra for the girls. Could again see some potential VQuist competition, but we're getting into mid-February now, so we're only, I don't know, what, 10 weeks away, if I can do my math right, from the May 1st Kentucky Derby and April 30th Kentucky Oaks.
It's going to be here before we know it. We're going to head into our final break on Let's Go Racing. When we get back, news and notes. Don't go anywhere.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry has created over 100,000 plus acres of open green space across the state? Space that keeps Pennsylvania beautiful. And we do it with 0 tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now, and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action. Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. News and notes to you brought to you by the Granny Fund. Our Granny Fund provides funding for continuing education here for our backstretch community. So some more sad news to bring out in news and notes. Longtime announcer, NYRA announcer Marshall Cassidy passed away.
Yeah, Marshall he was just an elegant announcer, the way he pronounced the names. And of course, his most famous call was the 1989 Belmont Stakes, where Sunday Silence was going for the Triple Crown, and New York's easy goer, as Marshall called it, went by and won pretty easily.
And Tom Durkin just talked about how much respect he had for him. He kind of took his place as announcer after Marshall retired. So.
Yep. No, Marshall's one of the all-time greats, there's no doubt.
And also longtime trainer Julio Canani passed away. His son Nick actually trains here at Parks now, and he's best known for his famous horse, the Pomplamoose.
Yeah, Julio is an absolute character. He's a big-time gambler. He used to hang in the press box with a lot of my friends out there. And if anybody ever saw the series Luck on HBO, the main character was modeled on Julio Canani. He won a couple of Breeders' Cup races, but I think he's most proud of his gambling scores. He loved to hit the windows. One of the great guys in the sport.
An awesome fashion sense, I gotta say. We have one last race to check out for you. This was an interesting race at Santa Anita, maiden special weight, where the almost famous Bezos made his debut.
Yeah, this was crazy. Bezos was actually the second choice in the Kentucky Derby future pool. He's number 5 in here prior to the race. He hadn't raced yet. What? He's 3 to 5. He looks like he's going to win easy, and he starts backing up, gets beat 15 lengths, finishes 7th. But look at this winner. Dream Shake, I assume named after the legendary Dream Shake of Akeem Olajuwon for the Houston Rockets. 20 to 1 for Peter Urton. Danny, this was really impressive. 96 buyer.
Very exciting to see. I'm sure we'll see him in the future.
And Bezos, everybody needs to calm down on Bezos.
Yeah, we'll see. They'll regroup and go from there.
I guess.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week on Let's Go Racing. We hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.